This is First Coast Math Clinic with Lesson 2, Classifying Triangles, from Unit 11, Triangles, from our Pre-Algebra and Algebra curriculum. So the goal in this video is to classify triangles by sides and angles. And before we go through that, I thought it'd be useful to review our types of angles, starting with acute angles. So acute angles are less than 90 degrees. So if we draw in our acute angle, so the two rays of the angle meet at the vertex. So our angles are going to look something like this. Next type of angle is going to be our right angle, which is equal to 90 degrees. So our two rays are going to meet like this. And we're going to have our right angle square at the vertex to indicate that it's a right angle. Or an obtuse angle, which is greater than 90 degrees. And less than 180 degrees. So it'll look something like this. Or open the other direction like this. Or a straight angle, which is equal to 180 degrees. So it's just going to give us a straight line. So if we have a straight line, any straight line has an angle measure of 180 degrees. Okay. All right, let's start classifying our triangles by sides and by angles. So if we want to classify our triangles by sides, first type of triangle is going to be a scalene triangle. And our scalene triangle has no equal sides. So if you have something like this, we could have maybe a triangle that is 3, 5, and 7 inches for side lengths. Next type of triangle is going to be isosceles triangle. So an isosceles triangle has at least 2 equal sides. So it could look something like this. Maybe they could be like 4 inches, and 3 inches for the side lengths. Next type of triangle classifying by sides is going to be equilateral, which is going to be 3 equal sides. So it looks something like this. So we could have 4 inches, 4 inches, and 4 inches. Now let's just compare isosceles triangles to equilateral triangles. Now our technical definition for an isosceles triangle is at least 2 sides are equal. And an equilateral triangle is 3 sides are equal. So if 3 sides are equal, then at least 2 sides have to be equal. So if our triangle is equilateral, then it has to be isosceles as well. So in our relationship between equilateral and isosceles, all equilateral triangles are also isosceles, because if they have 3 equal sides, they have to also have 2 equal sides. Okay? All right, let's classify our triangles by angles as well. All right, so when we're classifying by angles, first type of triangle is going to be an acute triangle. And in an acute triangle, all the angles are less than 90 degrees. So if we have something like this, all right, we could have maybe 80 degrees, 40 degrees, and say 60 degrees. Okay, so if we know that from our previous lesson on the triangle angle sum, if we add up all those angles, 80 plus 40 plus 60, we're going to get 180 degrees. So our triangle angle sum is going to add up to 180 degrees. Next type of triangle is going to be an obtuse triangle, where we have one angle greater than 90 degrees. So we've got one obtuse angle. So it'll look something like this. Right? So maybe let's say that's 150 degrees. And then maybe we've got 10 degrees and 20 degrees. So then if we add those up, 150 plus 10 plus 20, and that's going to give us 180 degrees. A right triangle, we have one angle equal to 90 degrees, so something like this. We've got 90 degrees, and then 50 and 40, so then 90 plus 50 plus 40 equals 180. The last type of triangle for classifying by angles are equiangular triangles. And in an equiangular triangle, all the angles are equal. So we have something like this. Now we know that the angle sum for any triangle is 180 degrees. If you divide that by 3 angles, then each angle is going to be 60 degrees. So we're going to have 60, 60, and 60. Now some other information about this triangle, right? If we have an equiangular triangle, then all the sides are going to be equal. So we can make this maybe like 4 inches, 4 inches, and 4 inches. Now, if all the sides are equal, it's also going to be equilateral. So if we have an equiangular triangle, it's also going to be equilateral. So we can say all equiangular triangles are also equilateral. All right, let's use the information we just went through and classify our triangles by sides and by angles. Okay, so for numbers 1 and 2, we want to draw the triangle given its description. So number 1, we want a right scalene triangle. So we want a right triangle. And if it's scalene, none of the sides are going to be equal to each other. So we could draw this in. Have our right angle here, and then we can make this maybe a 3, 4, 5 right triangle. And if we want a right isosceles, we'll draw our right triangle. And now we want 2 sides to be equal. So I'll make the 2 legs equal. We'll make this 4 and 4. For number 3, we want an acute equilateral triangle. So if it's equilateral, we also know it's going to be equiangular. So we know that each angle is going to be 60 degrees, so that's going to make it acute. And if it's equilateral, all the sides are going to be equal. So just to show that all sides are equal, let's label our sides as equal. And I'm just going to pick some lengths for our sides, 3, 3, and 3. But our angles have to be 60 degrees because we know that the sum of the angles for any triangle is 180 degrees. If it's equiangular, it's got to be 180 divided by 3 because all 3 angles are going to be equal, which is going to give us 60 degrees for each angle. Number 4, I want an obtuse isosceles triangle. So let's draw in one obtuse angle right here. And we'll make a pair of isosceles sides. So this will be 5 and 5. We want a pair of equal sides. And this will be maybe like 160 degrees as our obtuse angle. All right, let's look at numbers 5 and 6. Yeah, so for 5 and 6, we want to classify our triangles by sides and angles. So just looking at the angle for number 5, we have a right triangle. And noticing our sides, 6, 8, and 10, we have 3 different side lengths. So this is going to be a right scalene because all of our sides are different. Number 6, we've got an obtuse triangle. And again, all of our sides are different, 5, 7, and 10. So this is going to be an obtuse scalene. For number 7, we've got an acute triangle. We've got 3 acute angles. And we've got one pair of equal sides or 2 equal sides, 7 and 7. So this can be an acute. isosceles triangle. And number 8, we've got a right angle here. And again, a pair of equal sides. So it's going to be a right isosceles. Okay. All right, so this video was lesson 2, classifying triangles, from our unit on triangles. If you like this video, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. First Coast Math Clinic.